Hey everyone, so I'm back this week. I am not sick. I feel better. I look better. I sound better. Thank God. That was horrible last week, but I stuck it through. But, okay, so in today's video, I'm going to analyze how police use force. How police use force is evaluated under two key U.S. Supreme Court cases, which is the Graham versus Connor case and the Graham versus Connor, and then the Tennessee versus Garner. That's a tongue twister case. So, in the Graham versus Connor case, there were these two men. One of them was having a diabetes episode and needed some juice, called his friend to come get him to help him, went into CVS or some store like that to get some juice. He ran in there quickly and ended up the line was too long. He could not wait, so he walked out in a rush, and there was a police officer watching, and he just assumed that he thought that was suspicious, so he pulled the two dudes over and was pretty much accusing them of stealing. Was very, very forceful, very just like, we know you did it. And turns out that they did nothing, and they were harassed pretty much for no reason. So Graham sued Connor, who was the police officer, and the court ruled that the police use of force becomes excessive when it's objectively unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment. So whether the force was excessive must be judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene. And a few of those that factor into that is the severity of the crime, which here are these two men. One of them is having a diabetes episode and is he's in fight or flight, like he needed something. He was trying to save himself pretty much. Okay, another factor is whether the suspect poses an immediate threat. Like I said, he was having a sugar attack. He was about to pass out, and I think he actually did pass out. So he was no threat at all. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't even control his blood sugar, much less attack the officer or attack anybody else. And then the third factor is whether the suspect is actively resisting arrest. I'm pretty sure that they were cooperating. They were just like, dude, he needs help. We don't have time to be doing this. He needs help. He needs something to bring his sugar up, and y'all are wasting out my time. So yeah. So that's how I feel about the Graham versus Connor case. So then let's move over to the Tennessee versus Garner case. And the Tennessee versus Garner case established the limits of deadly force against fleeing suspects. So the Tennessee versus Garner case changed police policies across the U.S. about when officers can use deadly force on fleeing suspects. Pretty much what I just said. Okay, so before this case, many police departments only allowed officers to shoot any fleeing felony suspects to make them stop. So they started running, they got shot, and it was okay. So that's not good. So the Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional under the Fourth Amendment. The court decided that police cannot use deadly force to stop a fleeing suspect unless there is probable cause to believe the suspect is a threat. So just because they are running do not mean they are a threat. Now, if they are running to hurt somebody, or they are running towards you, towards the officer, then okay. But there was actually a demonstration that I watched, and it was how they're in the police academy, there's a 20 feet distance that I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was where you stand 20 feet, you're the police officer, you stand 20 feet, and then the suspect stands on the other end of the 20 feet, and they made, like, we did this in my organization, my LAE organization, and she started running towards the girl, and they timed how fast it took for her to pull out her gun as the suspect was running towards her. And it's a very small gap of how long it takes to pull the gun out and shoot between how long it takes for a suspect to run towards you within 20 feet. It was very, very close. Like, she would have shot and killed, maybe not even killed, but shot the suspect. But the suspect had the momentum to actually stab, because she was running with the knife like this. So even though she would have been shot, the momentum would have kept her and stabbed the police officer. So I don't know if that necessarily has anything to do with this, but in my mind it does in a sense. So yeah, I think that is all for today. And yeah, I will see y'all next week.